Hello and welcome to another Bolt Action Deep Dive with Zorvix. I am making a bonus video from my review of the Danish Nationals lists, as there was one additional thing I wanted to discuss, something that's different occurring with the lists than in the meta that I am used to. Part 1, I had mentioned information on nations, platoons, and order dice. Part 2, I discussed some of the distribution of unit types. And in this third video, I wanted to talk about some of the more squad-specific. As always, all these images are owned by. Overall, there were 35 inexperienced squads, and those averaged just under 11 men. No surprise, cheaper people want to be bigger squads. The regular squads, there were 44 of them, and those averaged about 7.3 men. And the regular squads with flamethrowers were 5.5 men, 21 of them. So definitely smaller squad sizes than I am used to seeing and playing against. Similarly, veterans were 38 with 6.8 men, and veterans with flamers, 23 of them with 5 men. So a lot of people are using the flamethrowers embedded in squads at minimum strength. I did narrow these down by nationality to see if there were any trends and kind of evaluate how I play compared to other people, and you can do the same. For Britain, there was only one inexperienced squad, just 9 men. 11 regular squads, all of those were 7.5 men. Veterans at 12 and 7 men. And veterans with flamethrowers, 2 at 5 men. No big surprises here based on the trends, but again, you're looking at squad sizes that average 7 to 8 men and are not going to be getting that full strength bonus, especially those veterans or the veterans. Similarly, Germany, there were 2 inexperienced squads. However, interestingly enough, these were a lot smaller than the average, so 5 men and 6 men in those 2 squads, respectively. This tells me that these are going to be dedicated squads to sitting on backline objectives. Regular squads, there were 11 of them at 7.2 men. Regulars with flamethrowers, all of those were 5 men. 11 veteran squads at 6 men, and 9 veterans with flamethrowers at 5.4 men. A little bit higher on that one for the additional man. But again, you're looking at squad sizes between 6 and 7 here. A little bit higher quality, probably some better weapon options than some of the other nationalities. Italy has probably the largest disparity in their numbers. So, of note, there were only 2 lists, one of them being a tank platoon. So there were 6 inexperienced squads, just over 9 men. No regular squads, 3 veterans, all 6 men, and no embedded flamethrowers. A little surprising on that one, considering Italy is one of the few nations that has the dual flamethrowers in their pioneer squads. Japan had 3 lists that were evaluated. There were 10 inexperienced squads with 13.3 men each. No big surprise here. That's going to be your bamboo spear fighters, your big squads that are running across. 3 regular squads with knee mortars. Those were all 7 men each. So that is minimum strength to get all 3 mortars because each of those needs that additional man. And then you have 1 NCO, 1 regular squad with a flamethrower at 10 men in conclusion with that. There were 3 veteran squads at 8.7 men each. Following on to the Soviet Union, another one of the nations, along with Britain and Germany, with the head many of the lists. There were 9 Soviet Union lists, 16 inexperienced squads, 10.7 men. However, 9 of those are going to be free, so there were 7 additional inexperienced squads specifically chosen. And since all those free squads are 12 men, you know that the picked ones are going to be less. 3 regular squads at 7.7 men, 9 regulars with flamethrowers at 5.3, 3 veteran squads at 8 men, and finally 8 veterans with flamethrowers at 5.5. Again, it looks like flamethrower squads for the Soviet Union are going to be vastly predominant compared to just having regular squads. For the United States, there were 7 lists, And interestingly, not a single inexperienced squad chosen. 13 regular squads, 7.3 men, 6 regulars with flamethrowers, 10 veteran, 2 men squads. Now, these are the FSSF scout squads where it's just the 2 veteran men. Kind of a unique one. I threw out quite a bit of that information due to them being kind of an outlier. And then veterans with flamethrowers, there were 4 of them at 8. So the United States squads tended to be a lot larger when having a flamethrower than any of the other nations. As for the 2 minor nations that were representative, Finland had 3 regular squads. Romania had 3 regular squads at 7 men each, and 3 veteran squads at 7 men each. So pretty standard there with 7 to 8 men, following the pattern. So it looks like, in conclusion, that is what a lot of people are taking. 7 to 8 men in their regular veteran squads, slightly fewer in their veterans. And if you are running a flamethrower, they're trying for minimum number of men in order to consider it a bonus and add that survivability onto the flamethrower rather than just taking a flamethrower team. As always, thank you and have a wonderful day.